Welcome to the Ask Empowered by Eating show. We're going to get a question from Nancy, and I'm just going to bring it up on the screen now.
Hi Chris, it's Nancy from Lifestyles also. I've got a question to ask you, and I'll get asked this a lot from the members. And my question is, what is the most important and basic thing to think about first for fat loss? If you could share that with the group. Thank you. Bye.
So thanks for the question, Nancy. That's absolutely awesome, and it's great that you want to share with all the people in Alsop Gym. So hello to everybody watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the future in person soon. But for now, you've got the digital version of me to try and answer this question. So the first point I'd like to make understandable for everybody, which is really simple, is adherence and sustainability of the diet. When I say diet, I mean a way of eating. So for example, if you're not doing something that you're going to be able to stick to for your whole life, really, you have to have a think about the diets that you've done in the past, or that you might be doing now, or you might have done historically. Can you remember a time when you did a diet and you didn't stick to it? I mean, or maybe you know somebody that did that, which is pretty much everybody, right? If we can find something that is sustainable, that you can do for the long term, you've got a higher chance of sticking to it. And obviously Nancy's question was about fat loss, so you've got a higher chance of achieving long-term fat loss, rather than the friend that you know in a gym that lost 2 stone and gained 2 stone, lost 2 stone and gained 2 stone, or sometimes gained 1 or 2 pounds on top of that 2 stone. So historically, throughout the years, it might have been a lot of weight. Let's get a little bit personal here, if Paulie T can zoom in. This is personal to me because my mum historically dieted following all of the industry. When I say industry, I mean all of the magazines and diets and all things like that. And what happened was, she, for over a decade, probably say 3 decades, would lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. Like I just said before, would probably gain a couple of pounds every time she went on that holiday after her diet. So what that shows us is the yo-yo diet response. There's actually science behind this, we'll put it in the blog. The yo-yo diet response to a diet enables or creates more fat gain in the long term, and there's actually science and studies behind this on big groups of people. So the idea, the most important thing, is to find something that's sustainable. That is the reason why originally I wrote the book that started all this off, to make my mum follow something that would be sustainable to change her life for the better. Okay, so we've got a bit deep there, but if you can think about it in terms of when you've finished the diet, what do you do? Normally you go back to the older way of eating. So education on how to eat sustainably long term is what the most important thing, and making it sustainable. Moving on, what we're trying to teach here with Empowered by Eating will eventually be used by pretty much everybody, and it'll be a necessity. And what I'm going to explain later on is why it's a necessity is because of a few issues within the food availability situation in the world at the moment. So what I'm saying is, Empowered by Eating isn't the only way, because all of the diets work, and they work because of one principle, and that is the most important thing that you have to consider, other than sustainability and adherence, so something that you can stick to forever. But there's something else that is one of the most important things, and we teach this in level 1. It's on the website. The majority of the stuff that we have there is free, and you can go across there and watch them videos. So the most important thing, and there's so much compelling evidence to show us that this is the most important thing. Again, this will be in the blog, and it will have all the evidence and science behind it. Calories. Okay, don't freak out, but calories are the most important thing. Now, if we go back several years ago, I used to have the same issue as well, where if you think someone says calories to you and you have to know how many calories you're eating per day, it feels restrictive, it feels not interesting, and it feels like, oh, I can't do that because it takes so long. I thought the same thing, and deep down, I didn't want to do the calories because it just sounded too difficult. I mean, when I started counting calories 10 years ago, it was difficult because I was using a spreadsheet. Where we are today of 2016, we can use the mobile phone, and it's literally going to take you several minutes per day to find out how many calories you're eating. But what this is going to do is give you a non-restrictive way of eating. It's going to give you the freedom to have that bit of cake or have that glass of wine without feeling guilty about it, because it's typed in your phone. And of course, the most important thing is, if we can take away the no guilt and feeling naughty about eating certain foods, that takes us back to the original comment, which was adherence and sustainability. So if you can do this for a long time, it's great, right? So if I had one wish today, that one wish for all of you guys would be to download MyFitnessPal or some app that measures food intake, it would be MyFitnessPal, because I've used that since the beginning of the creation of the app. Now you start typing in, just put in some foods, don't do anything else other than just put them in there to find out what they are. This is going to give you a little bit of an understanding of what foods that you're consuming on a daily basis and how many calories they actually have. Now what that's going to do is give you a little bit of education. It's going to help you understand some of the areas of your diet that might be dramatically high calorie that you didn't think they were before. If you put that fish and chips in there from the chip shop, you'll realize that that's going to take you into a real high number of calories. That's probably the first step, is to just start putting things in there. If you're already doing that, you will realize that after a few weeks, it just takes a short amount of time. Now, Paulie T, the camera guy, is going to start doing this soon. I haven't told him yet. When he starts doing it, he will find it'll take 20 minutes for the first week or so, and it's a bit of it's mind-numbing, right? Within the second week, it might get down to 10 minutes after you started getting used to it. For me, it's 4 minutes per day. 4 minutes for my health, it's pretty good, hey? So download MyFitnessPal and find out how many calories you're eating on a daily basis. Now, if we go and actually put that into practice and go, let's look at Tesco meal deal. I've got a screenshot. I did this earlier on to have a look at how many calories was in a Tesco meal deal. It was like a sandwich, and it had like loads of green lights on it to say it was good. It was an orange juice drink, and then because of that, naturally the person would think that they've been good by having a meal deal, which was healthy, and probably have the Snickers. This worked out to be 1,000 calories. Now I know that a lot of you guys in there, if we did the calculations, that's on the website as well, by the way, it's free to work out how many calories you need personally to you. You will then do the calculation and work out it might be 2,000. Now if you're going to have a quick snack in Tesco, which is healthy, right, because it's got green labels all over it, and unfortunately it takes you almost to the 2,000 calories by having one snack. Then you have breakfast to add on to that, then you have your evening meal to add on to that, and anything else you fit in during a day, you're going to increase the amount of calories you're eating really quickly. So unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which way you look at it, we're in a world where the amount of calories that we can accidentally consume are everywhere, and that is the most important goal, or the most important thing for fat loss, is to understand where these calories are coming from. And that is the first step to understanding Empowered by Eating. We have 5 levels. Level 1 is just calories, understanding that, and a lot of mindset and psychology around why we need to understand calories and track it, and how we can do it sustainable and long term. So that's level 1. Then we've got 2, 3, 4 and 5, and as I say in most of these videos, that's the bit which is paid for, which is only £10 a month anyway. And I know that 1 or 2 of you guys will just want to pay that £10 a month for a few months to find out the other levels. So to sum up, adherence, can you stick to it? Sustainability, can you stick to it? Is it non-restrictive, meaning are you restricting yourself from certain foods and draining your willpower so you can't stick to it forever? Is it flexible? Are you being flexible within your approach to how many foods you're eating so you can eat the foods that you like? And that's it. Put all that together, and ideally, to help me feel good that I'm giving you some sort of value, click the subscribe button, come back over, and if you find that you might find this useful for one of your friends, maybe share it on their timeline or social media again. Thanks a lot, guys. See you on the next video.